All right, folks. Sorry I've been absent. I've been taking care of more things than I know how to deal with lately. Just a lot of stuff going on. We've come under a massive attack, just the websites and everything I do and the ability to keep everything going has come under attack. So anyway, but I'm working on getting everything up right now. We are moving our application right there on, and we're changing beforethefire.com to a new site called This Is It 4321, and all the malware warnings will be gone. I've been working with GoDaddy in order to preserve the information and to re-upload it, and we will be adding to it. We'll be augmenting it. I think it's very prophetic that at this particular juncture the Lord had me redo the whole thing. I know that the time is imminent. It's any moment. The arrival of Christ is what we have all put our hope in. We put it in the bride of Christ, the calling away, the harpazo. And we know that we're on the verge of nuclear war. Now, here's what I want to share with everybody. I think everybody needs to take 30 minutes, 45 minutes, get a cup of coffee. Let me prove to you what's about to happen. I'll prove it to you. I'll go back to the past. I'll go back to 2008 before Obama became president. I'll show you what the Lord gave me then. I'll let you hear one of the 3 prophetic utterances that the Lord gave me. Only one of them is on YouTube, only one of them. And I'm going to go back and have you look at it, and I'm going to show you what's on the U.S. currency. There is a narrative going on right now, and the narrative is so obvious that they are setting everyone up like, oh, those bad old Russians. And I guarantee you, Obama is going to nuke the U.S. himself. It's not going to be the Russians. They're making it look like it's the Russians, and they will begin the entire thing on ourselves. And that's printed on the U.S. currency. And let me give you an example. Was the Twin Tower bombing done by these bad old Saudis? Or was it done by us? Who was it done by? Who bombed the Twin Towers? Who was really behind it? Well, in case you have any questions, let me show you the U.S. currency. This is the old $20 bill this was made in 1996. There's an image of the Twin Towers on the $20 bill. Now, that is identical, and I'm going to pull up another image that you can see just how identical it is to the Twin Towers. All the bombings, there you go. All the bombings of all the buildings in the United States, every single one is printed on a currency note. Every single one. The Twin Tower bombing. The federal building bombing in Oklahoma City is printed on the old 20. I'm going to pull up a video I did right here called Just a Messenger. I did it in 2008. It sat around on a video camera for about a half a year. And then I had a friend of mine load it up for me. That's when I came out on YouTube. I didn't even know how to use YouTube or anything. I asked a friend of mine, and his high school son actually started this channel. And he uploaded Just a Messenger. So anyway, we're going to look at that. And if you go back and you watch what I did in 2008, and you see that everything is prophetic and everything's going to happen, you'll know when you watch this video that everything's perfect. It's right on the money. Ha! I didn't even... right on the money. Yeah, it's right on the money. So anyway, I want to show you that all the bombings are printed on U.S. currency notes. There's a Twin Tower bombing. It's printed on the $20 bill made in 1996. On the back side of this same bill is the Pentagon bombing. I'll turn the bill over right now. And I'll show you the Pentagon bombing right now. Let's see. Okay, so here's the back side of the bill. And you'll see an image of the Pentagon right here. Now, if you crop this image right under the building right here, if you crop it, let me show you what it looks like. And then we'll just slide it right on top of the Pentagon. So we'll take this image and we'll drop it right on top of the Pentagon and we'll match it. Okay, so let's see. Let's crop it first. Let me show you where it is. I've already cropped it. There you go. So here's the image cropped right here. That's the same image cropped right there. So here it is. Here's the rectangular building. 1, 2, 3 rows of square windows. Let me see if I can enlarge it one more time. There you go. So there's the image of the Pentagon right there. So here's a rectangular building. 1, 2, 3 rows of square windows. Fire and smoke impact right here. And the other part of the rectangular building with 3 rows of square windows. Now that's on the back side of the same $20 bill that's got the Twin Tower bombing on it. The odds of that are like impossible. Well, let's look at the actual image of the Pentagon. This is picture E4 right here. Over here on E3, you can see we identified the windows. There you go. So rectangular building, fire and smoke, and rectangular building. 1, 2, 3 rows of these rectangular square type windows. It's an absolute perfect match. I mean, it's not even arguable. Let's see. I think we did a side-by-side image right here. Let me just see. There may be some writing on the image. There you go. There's the actual Pentagon right here. There's the image on the $20 bill. Side by side. Look at that. Side by side. It's identical. It's absolutely identical. Same number of rows of windows. Yeah. Okay, so the reason I'm pointing this out is because on the new U.S. currency, the new $10 bill, and the new $100 bill, you see the destruction of New York City. The $10 bill changed. They came out with the new $10 bill. And when that $10 bill came out, they changed the artwork on it, and it makes a tidal wave coming over a 7-story building. And back in 2008, the Lord gave me a prophetic utterance. And in that prophetic utterance was a description of what's on the $10 bill. I mean, the words that came out of my mouth match the $10 bill. And I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to prove it to you. Okay, you see that? If you see where this cursor is, if you draw a line right across here, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-story building with the tidal wave coming over it. And you'll see the bill is kind of an orange color because that's nuclear wind radiation. With the tidal wave coming over a 7-story building, and then you'll see water. So that's the reason these lines are here, because that's a reflection of this building in the water right here. So we're going to go back to 2008 when I filmed this. And we're going to look at the prophetic utterance from 2008, what the Lord gave me. And we're going to look at the new $100 bill that came out, which shows New York being destroyed by nukes and by water. And so I want to point out something. The United States, Joe Biden and Obama threatened Russia with cyber attack. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Do you know how stupid that is? That is a total just balderdash narrative. They're doing that so everybody goes, oh wow, we're going to attack Russia with a cyber attack. And then what? I mean, that's war, people. You don't announce that you're going to attack a country with a cyber attack. And they're blaming Russia for all the emails coming out on poor Hillary and John Podesta, who even mentioned killing Scalia 2 days before Scalia was killed. Give me a break. These people are all psychopaths. Obama, psychopath. Hillary, psychopath. Podesta, psychopath. Comey, psychopath. All in bed together. All of them. Rice, psychopath. Loretta Lynch, psychopath. They're all in bed together. But they're not just psychopaths. They're that other race of beings I was talking about. And they are in the seats of power now. And they are not going to let this go. They are in the position Satan wants them in order to create a narrative and an illusion that Russia is going to be the one that attacked us. It wasn't the Saudis that attacked us. We attacked ourselves on the Twin Towers. See, let me prove it. I'll prove we attacked ourselves. There we go. Right here. That proves right there. The Saudis, it doesn't matter if they use Saudis in an airplane. That's a U.S. currency note with the Twin Tower bombing. I love you in Christ, but if you can't see this and you don't understand this, let me help you out. Let me show you what group you fit into. The Bible says, because they had pleasure in unrighteousness, God will send them strong delusion so that they will believe the lie. Now, if you don't understand how corrupt the government is right now and you don't understand what's going on and you believe that, things are going to get better, well, I've used this particular line before. I'll use it again. You're living on the banks of a large river in Africa called denial. I mean, you are living in La La Land, because that is the Twin Tower bombing right there. Okay, well, let's just analyze a few things real quick. Let's be analytical. Let's not just, jump into it. Let's just be analytical. It sure looks like the Twin Towers. Well, let's look at the actual bombing of the Twin Towers. So let's do a side-by-side image. Okay, so here's the actual Twin Tower bombing. So let's look at the points of explosion. There's one down low and one up high. See, down here and one up high. So this is the actual Twin Tower bombing itself. So the two towers, one explosion down low, one up high. Let's look at the image on the bill. Let's get the cleanest image we have. Okay, right here. This is a very clean image. So let's look at the bombing on the bill. There it is. One down low, one up high. Wow, that's one hell of a coincidence, isn't it? Well, let's turn this bill over and let's have a look at what's on the back side of this bill. On the back side of this bill is the Pentagon bombing right there. Let me let this thing do what it does. So on the back side of the bill is the Pentagon bombing, and it's right here. And so I've cropped it. I also went to the Pentagon and identified, look, 1, 2, 3 windows, 1, 2, 3 rows. And let's identify that on the Pentagon. Let's just identify it, 1, 2, 3 rows. See them? 1, 2, 3 rows of windows. Okay, so there's 3 rows of windows and 2 parts of rectangular building. Let's go and look at the impact and the image on the $20 bill. Look, 1, 2, 3 rows of windows. 1, 2, 3. Rectangular building, smoke and fire, rectangular building. If you think that's a coincidence, you're delusional. You are under some form of delusion. Well, the Bible says, that you're asleep, you're in a deep sleep, and the Lord has poured out over you the spirit of deep sleep. Isaiah 29, by the way. Okay, so let's look at another building real quick. I want to show you the old $20 bill. The old $20 bill has an image of the federal building bombing on it. This is the old $20 bill. I'm going to click on it so you can see that the front and the back are different than the new $20 bill. So let's have a look real quick. It has a smaller face of Jefferson right here in this oval. And this is what's on the back of the old $20 bill. The new $20 bill that was made in 1996 that shows the bombing of the Twin Towers has a totally different image on the back than this. So let's do the same uniform folding pattern on this bill. And let's see what comes up when we fold this the exact same way. So we'll go to that image right now. So when you fold that bill, here it is right here, and you turn it upside down, you make a pyramid, you turn it upside down, it's a pentagram. If you go, by the way, if you draw around the perimeter of this bill right here, and then you pick up the bill and you connect the vertices, you just happen to get an image that makes this perfect star. Let me just do a Google search, and let's just type in star of Satan. How about that? Star of Satan. Okay, there we go. And we'll do images. Star of Satan. There you go. Right there. So it's called the Sigil of Baphomet. See it right here? Okay, take a look at that star. It's an upside down, 5-pointed star with the horns up there, the ears over here, the face, and then the goat. So that's the goat in the middle of the star. It's called the Sigil of Baphomet. It's used in witchcraft. It's the Church of Satan. So I just showed it to you. I just typed it in. See, Star of Satan. By the way, also what they call the Davidic star is also satanic. People think it's holy, but it's not. It's another form. Anyway, but there it is right there. So let's go back and let's go look at, oh, wow. It just so happens that when you make a bill in the, in an image of a triangle, a pyramid, and you turn it upside down, it turns into the Star of Satan. Wow, that's convenient. Let me quote the Bible real quick for you. Isaiah 29:15 and 16. Those who try and hide their plans from the Lord are doomed, like Obama, Hillary Clinton, Podesta, Miss Rice, Loretta Lynch, and James Comey, and all those guys. Those who try and hide their plans from the Lord are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they're doing. They turn everything upside down. So when you turn this bill upside down and you draw around the perimeter, you get the Star of Satan. And you see this image right here? I want you to look very closely at this image. Let's analyze this image very closely. I want you to look at the sides of this building. We're looking at the side view of a building. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long rectangular windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the rectangular windows run the width of the building almost. And then there's these columns on the side, or the sides right here. Well, here's an explosion coming out the top of the building. So let's just do this live. Let's just do it together, The Alfred P. Mora building. There we go. Alfred P. Mora building. Oh, you mean like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we know. I'm going to look at this image right here. Okay, so here's this building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rectangular windows that run the length. Well, let's look at the size of the beams. Those are very interesting sides. Not very many buildings have these rounded, tubular shaped corners, do they? That's very unusual. You don't see that. That is a very unusual corner for a building. Most corners are sharp and, edgy. This is kind of rounded, tubular. You see it? And in between these two tubular corners are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long rectangular buildings. Windows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, you mean like that right there? Like that right there. So, if you don't see that that's the bombing of the federal building, you're not one of those that Jesus spoke about when he said, blessed are your eyes, for your eyes see. You're not one of the blessed whose eyes see. You're one of the deceived who can't see. Let's just, sorry, I think it clicked on it. Let me go back. So let's look at a couple of other images. Then we're going to go back to 2003. Then I'm going to show you what's about to happen. I guarantee it. Absolutely guarantee it. Okay, let's look at this bill right here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to see if it'll enlarge a little better. I know there we go. Look at there. Wow. Look at the corner of the building, the side of the building. It's kind of got a rounded edge, doesn't it? Just like the Alfred P. Moore building. Let's see. Did that make the point? Okay. Now let me show you something really fascinating. When you turn this bill over, so if you turn this same bill right here, you turn it over. Oh, by the way, I want to show you something else before I turn it over. I changed the magnification. There's 3 layers of ink on this $20 bill. There's 3 different layers. So when you change the first layer, that's what you see. Okay, right here. But watch this. When you go to the next layer of ink, let me show you what you get to see. Here's the next layer of ink right here. Wow, look at that. And then let's go to the next layer of ink. Wow. That's not a building exploding, is it? No, couldn't be. Even the layers of ink play like a movie. These guys are good, man. They're good at what they do. So anyway, there it is. That's blown up. Absolutely definitive. So when we turn this same bill over, so when we turn this bill over right here, the old $20 bill, and we turn it over, we get this image right here. Let me show you what this is. This is absolutely astounding. This is just amazing. Okay, so here we go. So right here you have the leading edge of a building right here. And you have right here this white line and a white line right here. Those are the floors of the building that were exposed. Here's the leading edge of the building, the side. And this is all smoke. And here's the other part of the building with the floors jutting out right there and there. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to match this up to the Alfred P. Moore building that blew up after it blew up. So let's go straight to the Alfred P. Moore building. Like right there. That's a pretty good example. I'm sure we can find one that's even better. So as we scroll through here, we will see images of the floors sticking out, like right here. There we go. And you'll see, because it blew the face off the building. And so you see the edges of the floors sticking out right here and over here. Well, let me show you what this produces. So here it is right here. So there's the building blown in half. So on the old $20 bill is the building blowing up and it's blown in half. Now watch this. Here's an image of the actual building itself. Watch this. That is the federal building. You see the floors sticking out right there? There and there? Okay, here's the side of the building. Here's the leading edge. The side over here. Okay, the face is blown off. You see the lines over here for the floors? Oh my gosh. It's absolutely identical. Wow. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to show you what's coming as per the new currency, guaranteed. So I'm going to take the image from the $20 bill right here. That's a little fuzzy, but you can see the floors right here and here. Side of the building, all the smoke. Side of the building, the floor is sticking out right there. It's identical. Identical. And we can take these 2 images, this one and this one, and look, watch this. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Now, the Lord showed me this back in 2003. 2003. I hadn't uncovered the hieroglyph of Akhenaten until 2005, and the Lord called me to public service in 2008. I said no, actually. I said I'm not going to do it. I told him no way. He had me read Ezekiel 33, and I said, okay, I'll do it. Go read Ezekiel 33. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to show y'all what's about to happen. The new $10 bill right here has a tidal wave coming over a 7-story building. Right here. By the way, the prophetic utterance the Lord gave me in 2008 describes this event. It says, "Behold, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the hand of the oppressor has been lifted against you, and out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem will cover the city by the sea." Who the heck knows how high the walls of Jerusalem are? Well, oddly enough, I went and looked it up, and the walls of Jerusalem, depending on which wall you're looking at, is approximately 70 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-story building. Wow. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem. Look at that. Tidal wave coming over 7-story building. Wow, those are some pretty accurate words. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem shall cover the city by the sea. You're looking at it on the $10 bill. But I'm not just going to say this. We're going to go back and prove it now. When hindsight's 20/20. And then I'm going to show you what's going to happen, because now Obama and our government are pushing this BS narrative that, oh, we're going to attack Russia with the cyber attack. That is insane. You don't tell them, hey, we're going to attack you with the cyber attack. That way they have plausible deniability, and we may attack them and then attack ourselves right back and say, oh, Russia did it, oh my gosh. And then here it comes. I mean, this is the pretense for World War, and it's going to be the United States taking itself out by the powers that have infested themselves within the government. They're called traitors. They're called treasonous people. But they all work for Satan, because all these images that are printed on the U.S. currency are just part of a satanic narrative. This is Satan doing it. So let me show you the $100 bill real quick also. Let me pull that up real quick. Here we go. Okay, so here's the $100 bill. I forgot what year this came out, but when it did, the Lord showed it to me, and I did a video. It went really viral. So here these large buildings are right here. And by the way, there's 3 layers of ink right here. And in those layers, it shows like a nuclear wind just devastating coming through these buildings. And here's water coming through the buildings. And it just literally takes over the screen when you increase these levels. And we're going to look at that. So anyway, let's go back and let's look at the Just a Messenger series now. We're going to watch 10 minutes of video from 2008. It was posted, I think, in April of 2009. But like I said, this was done on a video cam that sat around for probably, I don't know how long, quite a while. It was before Obama was elected president. And a guy named Dan, a friend of mine, videotaped it, but I didn't know what to do with it. The Lord told me, get it up on YouTube, and so I found a kid that would post it. This is actually, I noticed, from a different channel. Let me see. The actual channel is called Secret Mystery Busted, is the real channel. But this is the right video, Just a Messenger, Part 2. So here we go. Let's watch. Let me turn the volume up.
A little bit. I want you to be able to see the whole thing. So you fold the bill in half, and then you fold it in half again. Now, some people would say that you're manipulating the bill to make an image that you want to see, but I'm going to have to contend to you that it makes it even more difficult. You're making an exponential function every time you fold the bill. So there's an image right here that's right above my thumb, and I'm going to turn the page right here. And I'm going to show you that same image. I've taken that image and I've cropped it, and I put that image right here now. And here's an image of a rectangular building. It's got 1, 2, 3 rows of windows. Here's an image of smoke, and here's an offset in the building, and here's the rest of the building. Now, if you'll go below, here's an image of the Pentagon. It also is exactly the same. It's a rectangular building, It's got 1, 2, 3 rows of square windows. It's got an offset, the same as the image above it. And it's got the smoke, same as above it. And it's got another part of a rectangular building. Okay, that right there, you have 2 images of bombings in the United States that are printed on this one $20 bill. This one bill was made in 1996. The bombings were done in 2001. So we have one bill, and it's got an image of the Twin Towers, and it's got an image of the Pentagon on it. Okay, I'm going to go and take the other U.S. currency now, and I'm going to show you guys right here. These are our $20 bills. This is the one that we just made into a pyramid, and this is the old $20 bill that was taken out of circulation. This has been around since I was a child. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you in front of these bills. I've made pyramids out of both of these bills now. Now, Isaiah said, those who try and hide their plans from the Lord are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they are doing. They turn everything upside down. So let's turn them upside down, okay? Once again, here's the Twin Tower bombing on the 20 made in 96. And then on the back side is an image of the Pentagon bombing, which is also shown over here in a larger image. Okay, now let's deal with the old $20 bill. I'm going to go back into your picture. Here's the old $20 bill. So here's a pyramid, and let's turn it upside down. Now I'm going to put that image right here, and I'm going to move it. It's the same image. This is the federal building bombing in Oklahoma City. You can see the concussion waves coming off the building, off this side of the building, and the explosion coming out the top of the building. Now this is where things get extremely fascinating. I'm going to turn this same bill over on the back side, and there's an image right here. And I'm going to take that same image and put it below here, right here. So Dan's going to back up. Now I want you to watch my finger. Here is the leading edge of the wall. Now follow my finger down, and there's 2 floors sticking out right here. Now watch this. Go to my other finger. Here's the leading edge of the wall, and there's the same exact 2 floors sticking out. And it follows the wall down. This represents the smoke, and this represents the other part of the building over here. So now on the other $20 bill, you have also a very, very close likeness of the federal building bombing after the explosion and at the point of explosion. You're looking at something that is absolutely impossible. You just saw the Twin Tower bombing and the Pentagon bombing on one bill, and on the other bill, you saw the federal building blowing up, and on the back side of the bill, you saw the aftermath of the explosion right here on the old $20 bill. The odds of that happening have to be somewhere in the neighborhood of an exponential function that's basically, I would imagine, x to about the 10th power, thereabouts. Whatever x is, I'm not really sure how that variable factor works out, but every time you fold the bill, it has to make it exponentially harder to resemble the bombing of one of our buildings. So anyway, we've looked at 2 bills, and you've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 images of bombings on only the 2 $20 bills. That's only the $20 bills. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prophesy for you, and the Lord has poured this prophecy into me, and after I prophesy, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to show you what those words mean, and it's just fascinating. So let me just take a moment.
Now, before we watch this, remember, this was done in 2008 before Obama became president. Just remember that. And the $100 bill wasn't even out yet. Remember that. Here we are in 2016, and we're at war with Russia, and everybody's got their finger on nuke buttons. Remember that. This is 2008. Since 2003, I've been showing people those same bills I just showed you. But now we have new currency out, and on the new currency note are their plans for what they're gonna do now. Now they're going to implement the $10 bill. That's part of this prophetic utterance. Now they're going to implement the $100 bill that's in this prophetic utterance. Right after this utterance, and after this was posted, Barack Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, give me a break. Listen to what the words in here are. And behold, the man of peace, Barack Hussein Obama, shall come forth from the sea, and with words of peace he will bring chaos and destruction. Right on the money.
And pray, Lord, I pray that you'll just speak those words through me again so that these people can hear it and understand. And I'm praying that you give everybody that watches this video the eyes to see and the heart to understand and the ears to hear. So thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, the hand of the oppressor has been lifted against you. And out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem shall cover the city by the sea, and great shall be the destruction of that city. And behold, the great wall which holds back the abundance of the rivers shall burst forth, bringing the hand of the oppressor against you, for I have seen it. For mighty is your enemy that is risen from within your own borders.
I'm going to pause it right there. Mighty is your enemy that is risen from within your own borders. Are y'all watching the news? Obama, Loretta Lynch, James Comey, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, the Bushes, all of them. But more than that, mighty is your enemy that is risen from within your own borders is about something even far deeper. From within the human condition, the abomination, the serpent seed rising within the human condition to destroy all of humanity. This is a very deeply layered prophetic utterance. It's not only the enemy that rose from within the borders of the United States, it's the enemy rising within us, the devil, the serpent seed. That is the abomination. Watch.
City. And behold, the great wall which holds back the abundance of the rivers shall burst forth, bringing the hand of the oppressor against you, for I have seen it. For mighty is your enemy that is risen from within your own borders. Now behold the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing in the holy place where it should not be. Here is the mystery made known to you. You are the holy place of which I speak. And the abomination of desolation shall rise from within the walls of the temple to destroy the temple. For have you not seen, and have you not heard, and has it not been made known to you? Have you not read the scriptures? For when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, they did bear children to them, and the same became mighty men. And has not the sea turned mighty? And the sea shall turn terrible before your very eyes, and the terrible one shall be elevated within the sea. And behold, the man of peace shall come forth from the sea, Barack Hussein Obama. And with words of peace he will bring chaos and destruction. Behold the fig tree. It puts forth its leaves, and suddenly the time is upon you. The travail begins, and a holy nation is to be born, and it will not stop until that nation is brought forth.
I'm buzzing.
This is an appeal from God. It's very serious stuff. A time of travail is coming. The Bible talks about, once the birth pains begin, that's it. It's just like a woman going into travail when her birth pains begin. It doesn't stop until the child is born. Well, a holy nation is about to be born, and that's what this is all about. And it's an appeal from God to you to turn to Jesus Christ. Now we're going to take a little break. I'm going to collect myself. And then what we're going to do is we're going to present the body of evidence. Okay. I think we're back on. Kind of overloading me a little bit. Like I said, what you're about to see is just humanly speaking not possible. But everything's possible with God. I'm going to show you the $10 bills. These are the $10 bills. I want you to notice how the bill has changed. This $10 bill has a line around the oval right here. There's no longer a line around that oval. There's also now a new oval right here that's white. The color has been changed to orange. Let me show you something about trees. This is not a natural way for trees to look. There's a very specific reason that this bill is made like this, and let me show you why. That prophetic utterance that I was just given to you said, "Behold, the hand of the oppressor has been lifted against you. Out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind." I want you to look at this image right now. First of all, I made a pyramid out of the bill. And now Isaiah said, "Those who try and hide their plans turn everything upside down." Sorry. And so now I turn the pyramid upside down. Now I'm going to take that same image and put it here. What you're looking at is a nuclear explosion coming out of the ocean. Time and Newsweek magazine have said, well, I'm sure Newsweek, I've heard Time has, but I'm sure Newsweek has. They came out with a cover story that said there's going to be an offshore nuclear attack on a port city here in the U.S. The terrorists would put a nuclear device in the ocean, they would detonate it, and that would create a massive tidal wave. You're looking at it on the $10 bill. Here's the tidal wave coming over the building right here. Here's a representation of the nuclear blast, and the sky is orange from nuclear radiation. Now, behold, the hand of the oppressor has been lifted against you. Out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem shall cover the city by the sea, and great shall be the destruction of that city.
Okay, I'm going to pause that for just a sec. Okay, so that's back in 2008, before Barack got elected president. Okay, you're looking at a tidal wave coming over a 7-story building. Go look at the walls of Jerusalem. You'll see they're like different parts, 68 feet high. That's a 7-story building, people. Looks like that utterance was right on. One day I looked them up. I was like, you know what? I'm going to look up how high the walls of Jerusalem are. So check this out. This is the new $100 bill. There's the water coming through the buildings. You see it? Now when you reduce this in size, you can see a contrail coming down on two sides, right here and over here. There it is, right here. Oops. There it is, coming down right there and right there. And so this is going to happen. Let me show you the backside of this $100 bill. Let me show you what it is. There it is. Does that look like a missile penetrating water? That's exactly what it is. It's a missile hitting the water. It's exactly what it is. Now, I want to invite you to go look at these images on our, we have this, this is it, 4321 show gallery. And you can go to this, this link, and it doesn't matter what set you're looking at. You can be looking at any of these images, and you can grab this cursor and you can go down here like this. And these are all our different radio shows. But look, you go down here and you'll see this, special projects. Look, the cursor's way down at the bottom. You click on special projects, and all this information that I've been showing you guys is available. Click on Welcome to the World of Good and Evil. You click on that, and look, it takes you to all these different links. Here's the U.S. currency link. So you click on that, and you got all the U.S. currency notes you can look at. There it all is. I'm going to go back now. You can go click on another link like, okay, this is a good one, the Arch of Titus. Remember I showed y'all the Arch of Titus and also the Arch of Palmyra. Remember the Arch of Baal? If you go there and you click on this, you can see, that the Twin Tower bombing right here that's on the $20 bill was modeled to look like exactly the Twin Towers looking through the Arch of Baal. I mean, my gosh, this is not arguable. You can't argue with this data. This is unarguable data. And so in this stuff and in these different links, what I've done is Dave and I have put together all this information, and you guys have pictorial evidence of everything I've been showing you. It's all there. This is more valuable than all the money in the world. You cannot buy this. This is a spiritual gift. It is not research. It is the gift of knowledge. It is the gift of wisdom. And it's put in one place. You can go click on St. Peter's Basilica or St. Peter's throne right here, an altar, where I showed you the entire altar of the largest church in the world is an image of a dead sheep. It's also the female reproductive system. Here it is. There's St. Peter's altar. And I'll just slide over to here where we put a sheep underneath it so it's easy to see. There it is. There's the face of a sheep, and there's the face of a sheep. Largest altar in the world. It's also the female reproductive system. So the point is, this is the other race of beings. This is the seed of the serpent that's taking over the planet. And now they're ready. They are ready to drop their bombs. They're ready to pull the $100 bill catastrophe. This is a video I did. You can look it up. It's called the Jonathan Kleck channel, $100 bill nuclear devastation. It's 8 minutes. You know what? I'm just going to add it to this video. We're just going to watch it. I was going to tell you, just go watch it. But you know what? I'm going to tack it onto this video right now. Let's watch it now.
The side of the building of the Alfred P. Moore building. I'm going to show you the old $10 bill, or the latest $10 bill. There it is. That's a tidal wave coming over a building with a radioactive sky. The sky is radioactive. There's a nuke in the background. This is a tidal wave. This is a building right here. And when I move my hand, you will see this building's reflection in the water. There it is. This is the water right here. Okay, that's the $10 bill. The $100 bill has come out, the new $100 bill. This is urgent, viral, get it out. It's coming, I guarantee it. The prophetic utterance the Lord gave me in 2007, many of those things have already happened. This is the end of it. Get ready. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, the hand of the oppressor has been lifted against you. And out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem shall cover the city by the sea, and great shall be the destruction of that city. Here is the new $100 bill. The 10 has been turned upside down. Anyone that watches my ministry should know what that means. Here come contrails of missiles right here. Here's a contrail of a missile coming in, exploding. Coming in from this side right here, exploding. The reason I'm showing it to you on this is because once you put it in a higher resolution, it's difficult to see. But with the naked eye, here again is the contrail coming in, missile exploding. This is going to be New York City, and you're going to see the water coming through now after this. Here are the buildings. Here are the buildings right here. See the buildings right here? Okay, you see all this ink right here that makes...
I'm going to pause this. This is where we change those layers of ink. Pay attention. Look at these other layers of ink. Watch what happens.
The unidirectional lines, there's darker ink in certain spots. You'll see it. Okay, these unidirectional lines is movement towards the subject, which is us. As I change the magnification, you're going to see all of this. All of this is going to turn to waves coming in from those nukes that went down, and they're going to be destroying the city. Watch. Here it goes. There it is. See it?
Look at that. Look at those layers of ink. I mean, my Lord, look at that. That is awesome freaking artwork. Whoever did this and put all this in there in the watermarks, that is amazing. Look at it.
And they're going to be destroying the city. Watch. Here it goes. There it is. See it?
Look at that.
See how it changed?
Wow.
See how it gets all fluffy?
It's like a movie.
Boom. There it is. buildings being wiped out. There it is. See the water?
And so that's why they're doing this narrative about, oh, we're going to cyber attack Russia. You don't tell somebody like Russia you're going to cyber attack them. What a bunch of horse hockey, man. That's absurd. That's so you have a BS narrative so you can pull your false flag. And you're looking at that false flag. There it is. That's it. Guaranteed. By the way, the Hoover Dam will get it too.
That's water. I'm going to go back. Look. There it is.
Look at that.
Now picture the water coming at you. Boom. Boom.
Wow. Look at those 3 layers. Look at those 3 layers.
Boom.
Wow. I mean, oh my gosh. How could you try and argue with that? You'd have to be wacko to argue with this. Or delusional. Or asleep. You know. Or one of them. So, there's just no way. Like, yeah, here you go. Here's a representation of it in the day after tomorrow. Watch. Look what it looks like. Look at that. Wow. Wow.
Now picture the water coming at you. Boom, 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 boom. Devastation. Let me show you what's going to precipitate that, which is on the new $100 bill. It's coming to New York. I guarantee it. I prophesied it in 2007. It's on the 10. The Hoover Dam also event is going to happen. They've cleared out Lake Mead. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen.
All right. Don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And what's it all about? It's all about another race of beings taking over, and this is their race, and they're here to kill the sheep. Okay, now that you guys have seen this, let me tell you what would be really awesome if people would help us. We're trying to get this ministry back up and running until this moment happens. Our website, where people would go to support us, has been taking a torpedo straight to the bow. Let me show you. Maybe, it depends on whether or not GoDaddy's got this done for us yet, but beforethefire.com, right here, they're trying to scrub the site, save all the content, and re-upload it. See, there you go. And so this is the way the enemy is trying to take us out, because it has stopped the ability to fund the ministry. And we do not charge for anything, never. We've sent out, I don't know how many DVDs. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of DVDs we've sent out for free. The best way that people could help support us is if they would go to jk@jonathankleck.com. Let's see, maybe. There we go, right here. We could use your help right now, because we've taken a missile right to the bow of the ship, and we're just very, very on edge as far as being able to continue without having problems. You can go to jk@jonathankleck.com right here via PayPal, or P.O. Box 91281, San Antonio, Texas 78209, right there. If you can, help us keep this bell ringing going until the end comes. I've laid down my life. I've said, I don't care if they come haul me away. I don't care if I get hung, thrown in a prison, shot. I don't care. As long as I warn people, whatever comes, I'm okay with it. But that's called laying down your life for the good of others. I'm praying that what happens is The Bible says, pray that you're accounted worthy to escape all these horrors and stand before the Son of Man. Revelation 3 says, because you've kept the word of my patience, I will keep you from the hour of testing. I believe the bride leaves. That's what the Lord showed me. The bride's not going through what's coming. And I'm praying that I'm accounted worthy to be the part of the bride, the New Jerusalem. But this is how we help others right here. And I pray that you'll stand with us and help us because, I mean, we're laying down our lives. Those people that are associated with this ministry, we have literally stuck our necks out on the chopping block. So, the mystery solved. I'm going to put a link so y'all can get to this. This is so important that you get, this is it. Show gallery notes. You got to get this stuff. And you got to get down here to the special projects. And I have all those commercials that I did. All the commercials are in here. And you can click on these links. The case against Lucifer is in here. We have all the information is in here that you could possibly need to understand what it takes to set your mind free, because Satan's been holding everybody slaves. And that's it. That's it. It's coming. The end is coming. The narrative is out there now. It's just total balderdash. This is nonsense right here. Biden threatens Russia with cyber attack. So then when some cyber attack, I mean, we're at war with Russia, people. We are at war. The nukes are coming, I guarantee it. And it's not going to be them. It's going to be us doing it to ourselves. It's right there. I'll prove it. It's right there on the $100 bill.
Is because once you put it...
There it is. That's it. Can't argue with it. It's right there on your money. All the other bombings happen. Every other one that's printed on the money. You don't think this one's going to happen? You're nuts. It's going to happen. So the best thing you can do is give your life to Christ. By the way, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do a video after this, and I'm going to show you the exact same thing Peter said when he was hanging on the cross. There is only one way to God, and that's through Christ. There is no other way, and there's only one Jesus Christ. There is only one Yeshua. And if you don't know him, when he shows up to grab his church, and if you think you know him, but you don't know him, you are not leaving, and you will stay behind, and you will see this. I guarantee it. And I'm going to show you how you recognize him. I think everybody should read Matthew 7, because it says in that day, many will say, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied? Have we not cast out demons and done many wonderful works in your name? And he will say, depart from me, I never knew you. Okay, those are religious folks that think they know Jesus. But the reason they don't know him is because they weren't on the rock. I'm going to make sure you know what that rock is in the next video. That way there's no question. You've got to be on the rock. If you're not on the rock, you'll hear those words. Depart from me, I never knew you. All right, peace and grace.